Yo, how's it going, guys? It's Eric here, also known as the commentator and owner of EFL, like I usually say in my streams. And this is a new show called EFL's Top or Flop. So basically, I'll be naming, after 5 races, those drivers who are in the top and those drivers who, in my opinion, have not been performing the way they should be in the flop. Top or flop. That's a very good rhyme, isn't it? Thank you very much. So, drivers who I think are in the top at the moment are Alfonso Gomez, who's won 3 out of 5 races in the EFL this season, actually performing much better than I expected. I expected him to be solid midfield driver or in top 5, maybe top 3 sometimes, but he's surprised me massively. The young Spanish driver who's won the Grand Prix of Australia, China and Spain, and finished P2 in Bahrain, and then also would have won or been in the podium in Baku, but had to retire because of a fight between TTV Elite Shots. So impressive stuff. He's leading the championship by 40 points to his closest rival. We're gonna go right to it, as Alfonso's leading the championship. Another driver who I think has massively overperformed in the last 5 races is none other than Napla 185. So he's my second top driver. Driver who I expected not to even be in the top 5 in the standings after 5 races, because watching how tough the level is, and this is not putting Napoli down or anything, but knowing his pace and stuff like that, he is a fast driver, but I didn't expect him to be in that elite level where Alfonso especially is, as he's currently second place in the championship, and he's finished in a podium in Azerbaijan, 5th in Bahrain, and then he finished 4th place in China, and of course P7 in Spain after breaking his front wing in lap 1. But Napla to be second place in the championship after 5 rounds is massively shocking to me, because I imagined he would be probably 8th or 9th in a title fight at the moment. But kudos to you, Napla, you're done performing excellently at the moment, and keep it up, man, keep it up. You're my top driver, at least now, for the top 5 races what we've done. And third top driver for me, it has to go to a young German driver, Cici. I was about to say Chappelle, but he will be in the flop menu, so that's a spoiler alert. I'm going to explain why Chappelle, even though he's in 3rd place in the championship, why he's my flop driver in this season at the moment. So Cici, who's done 2 races in EFL, came here in China and only missed the race in Baku because he was sick, and drove in Spain. So he's done 2 races and finished 2 times in the podium, a little bit behind Alfonso and Toxic Tomato, who by the way left the league, so that will promote everybody by 1 position. But yeah, Cici, good driver, solid drives. Qualifying has been a little bit disappointing for him. In Spain, he delivered in qualifying, but disconnected when in a lap 1, and then finished in the podium still. So I currently 5th place in the championship after only done 2 races, and both races in the podium. So he's my top driver. And final top driver, I would say it has to go to yeah, that's it. No, there was only like Alfonso, Napoli 185, and Cici. Those are my top 3 drivers who I believe are in the top at the moment. And then we go for the flop drivers, and we're going to start with VRT Shape, also known as VRT Sapelele. Probably a little bit faster than Alfonso in a 1 lap pace, and then in race pace he's something incredible, like we've seen so many times this season. He does 3 or 4 pit stops in races, and that's the problem. He does way too many pit stops. He makes too many mistakes in qualifying. In Spain, he spins out in qualifying, doesn't set a lap, starts from last place. In Australia, in rain, he got caught up of the changing conditions, last place. In race, he retired. In Bahrain, he caused a massive lap 1 incident, which caused 7 drivers to crash out, including himself. That's a DNF. In China, well, let's just say again a DNF in corner 10 in lap 1, and then Azerbaijan, the race what it won, and Spain, he did a 3 pit stop, finished 5th. He had very good chance to win that race if he only nailed the qualifying in the race. Let's just say he has the gift, he has the talent, but he lacks so much of consistency. I'm sorry if I'm being so rude at the moment, but I'm the owner. I'm gonna say how things are. You are fast, Sapele, but just consistency is why you're not leading the championship at the moment. So that's I would say his season is currently 2 out of 10. Great, I would give you, even though you won in Azerbaijan, I'd still give you 2 out of 10. And then another flop driver for me, it has to go to the driver who actually left the league, Toxic Tomato. Too many mistakes. You won the race in Bahrain, but too many incidents with other people, including Napel and stuff like that. And but yeah, that's how it goes. And my final driver, who is flop, is PMP Trying Cats. Driver who led the championship after Australia and Bahrain, finished second in Australia and finished P3 in Bahrain. And after that, he was just being doing very poorly with results like P13 in China, P15 in Azerbaijan, and then last place in Spain. So those are my flop drivers, and that was my top drivers. And you can join me once again for this top and flop driver after 5-6 races, when I will include my new top and flop drivers of EFL. So see you later. Bye bye.